Hey there, welcome to the Perfume Experience. Welcome back to another video. And the other day I rolled out the video about Royal Wood from the house of Ahmed Al Maghribi, and immediately after that video went online, there were a lot of comments about a similar topic, which is basically, I do have Maison Alhambhra's Woody Wood, should I get Royal Wood? Or is this better than Albait Aldimashqui Tom Ford's Oud Wood? So that's what I thought, and I thought let's compare these three fragrances together and tell you what I think about each one of them and how are they different, or which one should you consider getting, right? And I kind of bring out these kind of videos. This is a Clone War series of videos that I'm going to bring out, where I'm going to compete and talk to you about more such fragrances. And if this is the type of content that you like, then definitely hit the like button, subscribe, because I noticed that 13,000 of you come back in the last 28 days to watch the videos, but you haven't subscribed, and that is not right. So definitely hit the subscribe button, because that's a motivating factor and that really keeps me going. So you're watching the Perfume Experience. My name is Rodney. Let's get going right after this intro. Alright, welcome back, and today we are going to talk about a comparison between three fragrances. So one that I have here is this Woody Wood from the house of Maison Alhambhra, okay, and then I have Albait Oud Wood decant. This is from Frag Zone. Frag Zone is also a good place for you to get decants as well. And then I have the Royal Wood that I featured the other day, which I did a full review, right? So primarily, what are the differences between these three fragrances? And let's start with the scent profile, okay? So I have been testing these, so I have had this for a long time. You can see that it's pretty much used, and this is a small decant that I got, and I still have some amount of juice left. So the same routine spray that I used to do, which is I tried on my skin and I've been wearing it multiple times, and I can tell you some differences, okay? Now this is very light compared to the other two fragrances, okay? Especially when you compare it with the Royal Wood, this is pretty light in its opening. Now the opening is definitely the typical oud wood type of an opening. You do have that sandalwood, you do have that oud, you do have that sweetness, you do have the spicy elements as well, okay? That's there across, but this has got it all very, very light, okay? So the spice element is very low on this particular one, and then that spice element kind of goes off in about 15-20 minutes time. It wears off, and then you are left with the slight hint of sandalwood, rosewood, that kind of a vibe with a little bit of oud, and that kind of lingers on for about 3.5-4 hours time. So this is a pretty light performer that way. But then again, you should understand that this price point is totally different. This will come to you about less than 1,500 rupees. So for that particular price point, I think this is an okay type of an alternate to consider, okay? So this one fares in that kind of regard. Now the next one that I were to talk to you about, this is the Albait Aldimashqui one, and the Albait Aldimashqui one is actually pretty good, okay? In fact, this is something that I've liked a lot from their house, which is because the way this kind of opens up is very, very nice. It's got all of those same elements that the Tom Ford Oud Wood has. The thing about this is the spice note is there as well, but then after the few minutes time, like the first 30-40 minutes time, the spice note kind of goes away, and what lasts after that is more of that rosewood, oud wood, that DNA, right? So the the sandalwood note, the creamy texture, that lingers on for a very, very long time, and that's predominantly the case with this particular fragrance. While the opening itself is a little like the Tom Ford Oud Wood, but the DNA is more towards the rosewood, sandalwood kind of a thing, which is very nice, very creamy, very beautiful. Definitely lasts much longer than the Oud Wood. This will easily do about 6 hours plus on your skin and apparel, especially at least in this kind of a climate that we are in Bangalore right now, where the temperatures are sub 16 degrees, 18 degrees kind of a thing. So in that kind of a way, it does last pretty well. So yes, definitely a good one to consider if you're looking to get Albait Oud Wood. Now this retails to about, I think, about 1,700 to 2,000 rupees roughly. I think that's the ballpark figure, and I think you get a 80 ml volume for this particular price. Okay, so that is about the Albait one. Now when we talk about this in comparison to those, now what you get here is the opening where you have the Szechuan pepper, the peppers along the wood, that is very amped up here, and you get a very loud version of that opening there. Okay, plus also this comes at a 45% concentration if I'm not wrong, and that's another reason why this is pretty potent in that opening there. Now what also happens is this continues to be on that DNA, the pepperiness, the woody element, that DNA for a really long time, right? Whereas this Maison Alhambras kind of wears off very quickly. This wears off after a long time, after about an hour, 45 minutes to 1 hour. That peppery opening in this stays on throughout. Okay, so that's one predominant difference that I have been able to find between the fragrances. So this pepperiness is there all throughout. The other thing is, this is also got a very musky kind of an approach as well, because you do kind of get that vetiverish, the musky type of a vibe because of the spicy opening that's there. That stays on for a long time as well. And then very late in the dry down, after the 4-5 hours mark, is where you kind of get hints of that creamy sandalwood, that part of thing, which I also told in the other video that that is the part that I felt it is missing in the Tom Ford's dry down. Okay, now this on the other hand plays more on the sandalwood element as such, and does not really is not as loud as this. I felt this is louder. So those are the subtle differences between the three fragrances that I could think about. But if you had to pick one, okay, and of course the question always comes to this as to which one should I pick. Okay, so the answer is very simple. If you are looking for a more louder, peppery kind of a vibe with a good balance of wood and sandalwood, then this is the answer for you, because at the price point in which this will come, about 2,300, 2,500 rupees, this I think brings a lot more value, because this is a 100 ml. Okay, and it comes in great presentation, it lasts really long, and it's a very beautiful take on the Tom Ford Oud Wood. Now on the other hand, Albait, you will get about what I think 77, 80 ml, 75 ml as such, I think so. That's the bottle that comes in, and you do get the peppery element, but you also get more of the sandalwood vibe, but not as loud as this. Okay, so that is the only difference. And if I had to pick between the three, considering 2024 and with all the new fragrances coming, this would be my pick. Okay, so and in terms of lasting, of course, the Maison Alhambra, like I said, lasts the lowest. The second best after that is Albait, and the best that I could think about is, of course, the Ahmed Al Maghribi one, right? So that is what I thought about these three things, and this is a very short, brief comparison to let you know what I think about these fragrances and which one is right for you. If you kind of like the video, please hit the like button, subscribe and share, and I'll see you on another one. Until another time, take care. Bye bye.